live from Union Station. Been experimenting all night. I got the YOLO box and I've been giving it another try, and I think I figured out what the problem was with getting it live through the TVU. So I'm going to use the YOLO box with picture-in-picture. It's not a very good, because that's this frozen image of when I last shot, but I don't want to hook everything back up again. So yeah. And so far, so good. One little glitch I got to figure out, but I think it works. So, woohoo! My reporter tempted me into breakfast and coffee here. And your standard sandwich. Really good. Get a glance of my environs here. Yep. Hey, how you doing? Oh, just come out at me, why don't you? Tonight, or this morning, I experimented again with the YOLO box. I said it right, YOLO box, doesn't sound like yellow box. And it just does not work, unfortunately. We tried to do it live for the first time today, and yeah, it lags, it stutters, and I'm not sure if it's the fault of the YOLO box or if it's the fault of the connection, you know, the HDMI connection. So I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try the ATEM Mini for a while and see if I can get that to work. It should work, theoretically, but I don't know. It doesn't even show up, so I don't know. So I'll try and figure that out. I don't know if... there's so many complicated variables with the YOLO box. There's a way of changing the bit rate and everything. Excuse me. And I don't know if that's affecting it, or if that's just for live streaming. So I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff, a lot of variables that come into play that make it very complicated to figure out. And so, you know, try something more constant, more a little less adjustable. I guess a little less professional, more automated. Let's see if the ATEM Mini will do it. But oh yeah, look at the rain too. Rain started coming down. We need this rain, and the temperature is not dropping. Like, we had the temperature drop over the weekend, and then the past couple of nights it's been cool, but like this morning, it was not cool at all. It was in the 60s, which means that it'll get up to the 80s, 70s or 80s, which is kind of warm for this time of year. So, I don't know. Well, anyway, gots to go home. Hey, how you doing? I'm testing out this. It's a wireless microphone for a phone. Let's check it out on the dongies here. Hey, dongs. Stella. What's up, pup? Is that uncomfortably close? You can put your nose on it, right? Do what everybody does. Just look down. And Jimmy, there's no... Well, yeah. Except Jimmy will sniff it. Can I look into your ear? What's in your ear? Timothy. And I hear a cat around here somewhere. There's a cat around here somewhere. Cat, wow. I heard some cat eating. They hid. Oh, there he is. Next victim. Drinking. Let me turn light on the situation here. Dustbusters! Is that uncomfortably close? Ooh. There's another critter. Another critter. She's like, do you mind? I'm taking my bath. Is this uncomfortably close, Buddha? Yep. Yo. Alright. Enough of this foolishness. Except, let's look out the window in our backyard. This is what our backyard looks like in the fall. There's our two campers that need attention. Ugh. But fall weather. Well, what time of the week is it? Come on, dongs.
Just use your fingers in the back.
Steamer. All right, dongies, come on. Let's do our walkie. Come on, dongs. Ooh, scary. When I first read this sign, I thought it meant you couldn't sleep in your car in this parking lot. And then I realized that Snooze is the name of the local business here. And there's no parking for people that are customers of Snooze. This is a quiet night for Westport. Kelly's has just recently celebrated their 75th anniversary as Kelly's. The building dates back to the 1850s. All right, come on, doggies. Oops. Come on, dogs. Here we go. Come on, dogs. All right. Another good walk.
How's it going?
Pretty good. I wonder how that happened. Huh. It's almost like somebody drove it or backed it in there. Yeah, it looks like it was parked too close to the edge and the edge collapsed. Huh. And it's interesting, there's no police or anything here yet. It has turned into a really busy, it seems like it's either a drought or a flood with this shift. There's a fire in this house. Looks like 5 people displaced, 3 rescued, 1 to the hospital with smoke inhalation. Boy, this night just keeps on giving. It's never ending. There's like 2 fires happening at once, and this, and a possible stabbing, and I do know there's this person over here who looks very upset with the police and very uncooperative. I have no idea what this is, except it looks like a one car T-boned the other, maybe sent it rolling. I don't know anything about injuries or anything else like that. Hey, how you doing? That truck is still on its side over there. It's been a very, very busy week tonight. I ended up driving in the new Storm Tracker, and it's much more of an improvement over the old one. The ride is so much better, and it makes it easier to drive, which is nice. But now I'm gonna go get some fuel, and I think I've gotten myself pretty comfortable with it, but I'm really tired because, you know, all the running around, I couldn't get a breath overnight, and then driving. I think we've driven a circle around the whole south part of the metro, and all the way out to Harrisonville and back, and Lee Summit, 291, I-70, and then all the way out to KCK, as far as Bonner Springs, really. Jeez. And then back. I'll be ready to get out of a vehicle. I'm tired.
Walter 209 South Harris Avenue, Rowan Medical 1309 South Harris Avenue, crossing Strip 15th and Truman, 45 District 3 at 926.
Hey, how you doing? Everything I'm doing is through the ATEM mini switcher, and it looks like they just got that dump truck out of the hole. Oop, and it looks like, no, maybe, no, it's not blocked. Weird. Well, I am so happy that I got the ATEM mini switcher to work with the TVU, and it looks like it works good. I don't know why it was so hard for me to figure that out, but I got it to working. And so, all right, we can go. We better go, or we head on with this car up here. Fine.
403.
Yep, I got the dump truck out. Dump truck. Yeah, and I'm very, very happy now if I only figure out the picture-in-picture thing, but I don't need it because if you can just switch back and forth, it's fine. And yeah, so we spent all morning chasing weather in the thingy-bobber, the new storm tracker. And
emergency. Did they say anything about
well,
needing fire for lift assistance? They told us that on the phone.
I think, to be honest with you, I like the way my stuff looks better. So my preferred method would be to do it whatever this way. And now I think we can do it. All we have to do is really test it. Wish us luck. Hope it doesn't lag and stutter and everything else. But
Florida Rangers 512, 14, and 22.
That looks pretty good for a $5 camera. Continuing another night of weird crashes. There's a boulder laying in the road, and I'm not sure whether it was the cause of this accident or if it was caused by an accident. But I speculate with all the rain that we had, possibly there was a bit of a rock slide there, and maybe this car didn't see it in time and kind of hit the rocks here. It is weird how these things kind of happen in bunches. Bumpy ride. Boy, I am really not in a hurry to go home. Yesterday I was in Storm Tracker, that's why I was late going home, but today I'm early. We kind of wrapped up early today, and it's been tense at home. And let's just say that some people, it's funny to me how some people, I guess all of us do this, we hold on to our past, even if doing so is destructive to our future, especially if our past is completely destructive past. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Ow. So yeah, it's one crisis after another, and it all comes back to the same thing. You know, like here's a good example. Ramen noodles is a food that, well, ramen is not really a brand, I don't think. But there's a brand of ramen noodles that's really cheaply made, and people have eaten it because it is cheap food. It'll fill you up. It's if you have nothing else, you have ramen. However, many of us who went to college or have had periods of no money in our lives, I wouldn't say poverty, but make sure I don't get killed here, but no money, like limited funds, limited resources, have actually ended up living off of ramen for a while, for a couple of days. And anybody who's ever done that does not have very fond memories of ramen. And most people have gotten so sick of ramen that they would never go back. And I don't mean ramen like the good stuff. I mean like the brand, the cheap brand. It starts with an M, I think. And ramen is, its only real quality is that it's cheap. It's not really good for you. It tastes all right. I like if you have it like once in a while, but well, anyway, the reason I'm talking about ramen is because our kids grew up eating ramen because they lived in a household that never had money. Or let's just say the money that they had was going to other things. And because they are so reminiscent of their past, they actually like ramen. It's one of their favorite foods because it brings back memories of when they were living at home with their with their mother, and and they miss their mother, and I get that. I mean, I understand. You will never, ever get beyond that. But for reasons that I won't go into, they can't be with their mother. And so they have us. And unfortunately, we go through these crises that are brought on by them rebelling against the fact that they're not with their mother and that they want to be with her, and we can't do anything about it. We really don't have any control over that. We just do the best that we can, and unfortunately that's not understood, and we don't help out because we have a lot of resentment against the mother and bitterness. But in the real sense, we have no control over whether they're with their mother or not. It is our job to try and raise these kids to be healthy, happy, self-sufficient kids as much as possible. And we and their teachers sometimes feel like we're being fought tooth and nail against that. And a lot of it has to do with the persistence of memory and seeing the past through rose-colored glasses and wanting to go back to that past. And that past is just not good for them at all. It's not where their future lies. It's where it's just going back to the past, even if it's, it's like an addiction. We were talking to the therapist the other day, and the therapist defined an addiction as a compulsion to do something, even if it means you have to sacrifice everything to get it, even if it's completely bad for you. And I'm like, yeah, all of us have addictions to stuff, something, whether it's bad food or what. But things like drug and alcohol, or sex addiction, those kind of things, you pretty much kiss your family, your loved ones, everything you want, possessions, happiness, all of that goodbye, just so you could have whatever you need to feel better for the moment, the fix. And so, yeah. Anyway, we're passing that building a developer wants to tear down and build one that looks exactly like it in its place so he could build luxury condos. And the city is fighting him. The citizens of the city are fighting him, saying, look, that's an iconic landmark in the city. And, you take on a responsibility when you buy certain things. Like, for instance, were I to get my dream car, which is a Studebaker, I know that I would not just be buying a car. I would be buying into a responsibility. Yes, I would own the Studebaker, and I could do whatever I want with it if I wanted to. I could crash it into a wall if I wanted to. But the thing is that Studebakers are so rare now that when you buy one, it's almost your obligation to at least to try and preserve it, but not only preserve it, maybe restore it. And I wouldn't want to take one on, and I don't have the skills, the ability to take care of one in that fashion. But also, I wouldn't want to buy a car that has that much responsibility to it, because it's not an easy task. I would love to have one. I would love to have a 1954 Starliner. But, I kind of fantasize that maybe there's a bunch of parts that are manufactured where I could build one that doesn't necessarily have to be historic. I could just build one to drive and enjoy the the aesthetic of the car, because that's the biggest thing about it is the aesthetic. But, you know, I could put whatever engine I want in it, because, you know, if you take an old 1954 Studebaker and then you customize it and chop it and put different custom things on it, and like put an LS engine in it or something like that, then you've kind of destroyed the historic value of that car. But if you buy one that isn't historic, just, you know, from new parts, then you can put the LS engine in and you can put whatever frame underneath you can fit, you know, yada yada. So anyways, I'm been in a very talkative mood. It's part of this loneliness and depression over what's going on at the house right now, which is pretty serious. And I can't go into it completely, just making a notation here. Things are happening that aren't so great, and I'm not excited about it. Downtown Kansas City from Main Street. Even got a streetcar in this picture. Here in the crossroads. Downtown Kansas City is ever changing these days. Like this view. More luxury condos going up. It's becoming a theme everywhere. Sports bars and luxury condos. Midland Theater. It's where I saw The Empire Strikes Back. Had to wait in line. I saw it in 1980 at the Midland Theater. And you had to wait in line to get in. Long line. That's when Midland Theater showed movies. It was a movie theater at the time. And now it's a performance theater for like bands mostly. Anyways, Delaware Street, the River Key. It's one of the prettiest parts of town, I think. And the whole River Market area is pretty nice, although it's got its infestation of luxury condos too. That's what I call it. Infestation. And the farmer's market. People say this is the city market, but for a lot of us, remember, it will always be called the farmer's market. Just out of tradition. Anyway, I guess it's time to go home. So I'm in Barkville with the dongs. And the only reason I'm leaving them behind right now is so that I can get some coffee and just for the getting of the coffee. And then I'll come and get them, and then we'll sit out front. It's a nice enough day. Take the dongies for a walk here. Beautiful downtown Barkville. Woohoo! It's windy. Kind of cool, but it's nice. Alright. I spy Jimmy. Jimothy. What's up, pup? You ready? Come on. Come on, dogs. Let's go. Stella, what's this? There you go. Oh, this way, dongs. Jimmy, this way. Come on. Gotta water the plant. All right, here we are. So this was not to just drink coffee, but to walk the dongies in Parkville and get in some fall colors as they're just starting to happen. Unfortunately, the battery on my camera my phone with the good cameras died, but I've got a nice gorgeous wide angle lens. So I'm using this phone, but we'll make do. And fall colors have not quite peaked yet. But let's look at some colors on these houses instead. This is like a wine bar. And this is a dentist. Sorry about the wind. And there's some bed and breakfast. And this one's a more modern house, but the one next door is definitely a nice older one. Ooh, scary. And there's more over here. Ooh. Oh no. Wee, 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 wee. Fall colors. Ooh. The video's not doing it justice in the shade. And dongies. Dongs. Pretty houses here. Jimmy, come on. This one is the Main Street Inn. Bed and breakfast. Look at that. Pretty, very pretty. Nice. Parkville is pretty.
I know. I like bigger fishes though, because I'm very discouraged.
not the only one who thinks so. I like the old printing press, although part of me thinks it shouldn't be sitting out here in the open. It should be restored and used. The wind is really strong. My gimbal motors are so weak that they can't even fight the wind. And it's like the wind, when it catches my phone, is turning the thing sideways. But it sure is a pretty day. Pencoid Bridge. One of a couple that are on display here in this area. Pencoid Ironworks, Pencoid, Pennsylvania, USA. And of course, the river. And let's not forget, dongies. Ah, this is new. Pretty cool. Life has been tense around our house this past week. Another crisis, but coming out here and walking does me a world of good because I can think. So I highly recommend it. I could have tried to catch up on my sleep. It is my nighttime after all, but I really need the me time here. And the we time, I mean. It's my friends here, children, who oftentimes, no train, oftentimes will misbehave, jake braking, but unfortunately they behave a lot better than the human children at times. So I think I did some positive things today. Hopefully it will end this crisis gradually. I know it won't end it totally, but you know, with me, I'm at the stage of my life, you know, and I can't get stressed out over something that somebody else is doing. So that sounds maybe selfish, but people got to live their lives, and if somebody doesn't live their life in a way that's productive and going to make them happy, then they need to figure out why. Get to the bottom of it, because you only get one life. Might as well do the best you can. I've done my time in the black hole of depression. And one day I decided, no, I'm tired of sitting around moping and hating myself. I'm going to go out and live. And I don't care what other people think about it. I'm just going to do it. And it was at a period of time when I was walking a lot and exploring a lot. So, yeah. And after that, positive things started happening for me, including the marriage to my wife. But, you know, promotion in my job and things like that. Things are not always sunny. It doesn't keep me from getting depressed, because that happens to everybody. But, you know, walking exercising, being out with the doggies really goes a long way to keeping me from turning into a self-destructive moper, I guess. Right, dongs? Right? That's right. You better agree with me. One last look of downtown before we head home. Ooh. Hey, stop taking care of himself.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, they don't think he committed. Yeah, I guess he was just really upset.
And most recently, they applied for it and were given a grant. Hi, kitty. They were given a grant which allowed them to have this water line that you can see right here next to my friend, the cat over here. Before that, they were having to water their crops for hours. Taylor and Lindsay. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God, sweet Jesus, he scared me. Did someone roll on it?
I did. I didn't see the cat.
You can see the cat?
I eventually got him in.
I keep trying, and eventually I'm going to get it. That this is what I've come up with. So I have this road case, and even this looks like a mess. But everything is within the case, and yeah. So we'll see how this works. Can easily take the case in and out of the car, move it where I need to. It's portable, just needs power. And yeah, we'll see. Every time we do this, we figure out we think we're ready and then we're wrong. So here goes nothing. We'll see next week. I have some things that I have to do and want to do today. And right now what I have to do is pick up some prescriptions. Always got to pick up prescriptions. As you know. We got people who need medicine. And it's a constant. But that's first. Then I think the dongies and I are going to go to Cafe and have some cafe, which I found out that essentially that's what cafe means in Vietnamese, is coffee, the way they spelled it, C-A-P-H-E. And we're going to do our walk, and then I'm going to go down south and go to Worst Buy and look at some things, see if they have some things. I think Micro Center as well. And yeah, so let's get started. Alright, come on, dongs. Come on, Stella. Cafe. Coffee. This is pretty cool here. Railroad crossing gate being used as a gate for the parking lot. I like. Quite windy. Where are we, dongs? Eh? Do you know where we're at? Eh? Yep, that's where we're going. Looks like you have the whole dong park all to yourselves, doggies. Jimmy, Stella. Chillaxing, huh? Ready to finish our walk? Eh? Hey doggies. It's starting to rain on us here in the River Key. Ugh. Farmers markets, or city market as today's hipsters call it. Last errand for the day, I hope. After running a few more errands, we decided to come to Texas Roadhouse for dinner. Fresh rolls. I got the 8 ounce. Saya has the steak bites. Luke is enjoying macaroni. Anson has the steak and shrimp, and Zach has the barbecue chicken. We are sassified. After church, we're getting coffee, maybe some sandwiches, and possibly Anson will go over there to get some snacks for the dance. The weather's still nice, so the dongs can hang out here. We'll get coffee.
Yeah. Just don't close the door, okay?
Coffee.
Alright. Do you want a sandwich? A breakfast sandwich?
Walking the dongs in Westport, this time with the fam. The Old Manor Bread Company. They've kind of turned this into a mall, but was gonna finish my thought there, but somebody was playing music in the trees, so some team is getting ready to play, and here we are in front of Kelly's.
Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 1, 2, good.
Here's the backyard of the house where we spent the first 9 years of our life here in Kansas City area.
Stella! Stella, get over here.
Kids, I don't think have ever been here, or at least they don't remember being here.
This is Grandpa Mickey's house.
Here is the front of our house. And that gray van is our old minivan that we gave to my dad when it got too many miles on it for us to trust with the kids. And here's the old neighborhood. It's where I was living when I graduated high school.